What if I told you that you're about to discover how to transform any dead, boring garden space into a thriving oasis using plants that practically take care of themselves? And the best part? You can see results in just seconds of planting. I'm about to show you the exact drought-tolerant plants that even my 78-year-old neighbor with arthritis swears by. But first, if you've ever killed a houseplant, this video is definitely for you. Stay until the end, because I'm giving away my secret plant cheat sheet that has never failed anyone over 60. Here's exactly what we're covering today. First, the bulletproof plants that survive even if you forget to water them for weeks. Then, the showstopper plants that will make your neighbors jealous. Next, the instant planting trick that guarantees success. After that, the biggest mistake 90% of senior gardeners make and how to avoid it. Then, how to create a stunning garden that actually saves you money on groceries. And stick around because I'll show you the one plant that literally grows itself and keeps producing food year-round. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to Golden Seniors Living and hit that notification bell so you never miss our gardening tips designed specifically for the golden years. Trust me, your future garden will thank you. Let's get started. First, let me show you the foundation plants that are impossible to kill. These are your bulletproof basics, and I guarantee that once you plant these, you'll finally understand why everyone says gardening is relaxing instead of stressful. Plant number 1 is sedum, and this little miracle worker is like having a pet that feeds itself. Sedums are succulents that store water in their thick fleshy leaves, which means they can survive weeks without water. I have clients who travel for months, come back, and their sedums look better than when they left. The varieties are endless. You've got autumn joy that turns gorgeous shades of pink and red in fall. Dragon's blood creates a beautiful red carpet that spreads naturally. And hens and chicks multiply on their own, giving you free plants to share with friends or expand your garden. What I love about sedums is they're perfect for seniors with arthritis or mobility issues, because once they're established, they require almost no bending or maintenance. Just plant them and watch them thrive. They're also deer resistant, so if you live in an area with wildlife, these plants will stay beautiful while everything else gets munched. Plant number 2 is lavender, and this isn't just a pretty plant, it's like having a spa in your backyard. Lavender is incredibly drought-tolerant once established, and the aromatherapy benefits are amazing for seniors. The scent naturally reduces stress and anxiety, and you can harvest the flowers to make sachets for your drawers, or even lavender tea. English lavender is the most cold-hardy variety, perfect if you live in cooler climates. Spanish lavender has those adorable little rabbit ear petals on top, and French lavender blooms almost year-round in warmer areas. The best part? Lavender actually prefers poor soil and minimal water. Overwatering is the only way to kill lavender, which makes it perfect for beginners. Plant number 3 is ornamental grasses, and these are your garden's backbone. While flowers come and go with seasons, ornamental grasses provide structure and movement year-round. Fountain grass creates beautiful flowing plumes that dance in the breeze. Blue fescue forms neat little blue-gray mounds that never need trimming. And Mexican feather grass creates an almost ethereal, cloud-like effect. The beauty of ornamental grasses is they're virtually maintenance-free. You cut them back once a year in late winter, and that's it. They don't need fertilizer, they rarely need water once established, and they actually look better when stressed by drought. Plus, they provide habitat for beneficial birds and insects. But wait, there's more. Let me show you 3 additional drought champions that will take your garden from ordinary to absolutely stunning. These are what I call the showstopper plants. Plant number 4 is agave, and this architectural beauty is like having living sculpture in your garden. Agaves form perfect rosettes with thick fleshy leaves that store months' worth of water. The blue-green varieties like Blue Glow create stunning focal points, while smaller varieties like Agave perii can fit in containers. What's incredible about agaves is they can survive on rainfall alone in most climates, and they actually prefer neglect over attention. For seniors, agaves are perfect because they never need pruning, rarely need water, and the dramatic structure provides year-round interest. Just be aware that some varieties have sharp spines, so choose spineless varieties like Agave attenuata if you have grandchildren visiting. Plant number 5 is yucca, And this tough-as-nails plant brings a touch of the Southwest to any garden. Red yucca isn't actually a yucca, but produces gorgeous red flower spikes that hummingbirds absolutely love. True yuccas like Adam's needle create dramatic spikes of white flowers that can reach 6 feet tall. These plants are so drought tolerant that they're often used in xeriscaping, which is landscaping designed to eliminate the need for irrigation. Yuccas are fantastic for seniors because once planted, they can literally be ignored for years and still look spectacular. They're also incredibly long-lived, some specimens living over 50 years, making them true legacy plants. Plant number 6 is penstemon, also called beard tongue, and this is your hummingbird magnet. These native wildflowers produce tubular flowers in colors ranging from deep purple to bright red to soft pink. They bloom for months, providing constant color when other plants are struggling in heat and drought. What makes penstemon special for senior gardeners is that they're native plants, which means they're perfectly adapted to local conditions. They require no fertilizer, minimal water once established, and they self-seed, giving you more plants naturally. Plus, they attract beneficial pollinators that help your entire garden thrive. Now, here's the method that changed everything and will change everything for you. I call it the instant success method, and it's so simple that my neighbor Martha taught it to me while sitting in her garden chair. The secret is in the soil preparation, but not the way most people think. Forget about complicated soil tests and expensive amendments. Here's what you do. Dig your hole twice as wide as the root ball but only as deep. This is crucial because most people dig too deep, which causes root rot. Mix the soil you removed with coarse sand or perlite, about 1 part amendment to 2 parts original soil. This creates drainage, which is the key to drought-tolerant plant success. Most people think drought-tolerant means these plants love water when they're getting established, but that's wrong. These plants hate wet feet more than anything. Before planting, water your plant thoroughly in its container. This seems backward, but you want the root ball moist, while the surrounding soil stays on the dry side. This encourages roots to grow outward seeking moisture instead of staying in a wet root ball. Here's Martha's magic trick. After planting, don't water for 3 days. I know this sounds scary, but this forces the plant to immediately start growing roots into the surrounding soil instead of staying comfortable in its original root ball. After those 3 days, give it a deep watering, then wait another week before watering again. The biggest mistake I see seniors make is treating drought-tolerant plants like regular garden plants. They kill them with kindness by watering too much. These plants evolved in harsh conditions, and they actually thrive on a little stress. For the first month, water deeply once a week. After that, you can usually stop watering altogether except during extreme drought. The key is deep, infrequent watering rather than frequent shallow watering. This encourages deep root growth, making your plants more drought-tolerant and stable. Another common mistake is fertilizing too much. These plants are adapted to poor soils, so rich, fertile soil actually makes them grow too fast and become weak. A little compost mixed into the planting hole is all they need. Now, here's where it gets really exciting. Let's talk about edible drought-tolerant plants that will actually save you money on groceries. Mediterranean herbs are absolute powerhouses for senior gardeners because they're incredibly drought-tolerant and provide fresh flavors year-round. Rosemary is like having a pharmacy and spice rack in your garden. It's fantastic for memory, circulation, and it adds incredible flavor to roasted vegetables and meats. A small rosemary plant can provide herbs for years with virtually no care. I have a rosemary bush that's 15 years old, and I've never watered it after the first year. Thyme spreads naturally and creates a beautiful ground cover that releases fragrance when you walk on it. It's perfect for seniors because you can harvest it by simply running your hand along the stems. Oregano grows so vigorously that you'll be giving it away to neighbors. And sage not only flavors your cooking, but also has natural antibacterial properties. The financial benefits are incredible. A small packet of fresh herbs at the grocery store costs $3 to $5, but a herb plant costs the same and provides herbs for years. I calculated that my herb garden saves me over $200 annually, and that's just from herbs I would normally buy. Let's talk about edible succulents, which most people don't know exist. Purslane is a succulent that's incredibly nutritious, higher in omega-3 fatty acids than most fish. It has a slightly lemony flavor that's perfect in salads. Lamb's quarters, while not technically a succulent, is extremely drought-tolerant and tastes like spinach, but grows with no care whatsoever. Prickly pear cactus pads are edible and incredibly nutritious. You can find them in Mexican grocery stores, but growing your own ensures freshness. The young pads, called nopales, can be grilled or sautéed and taste like green beans with a slight tartness. For seniors interested in fruit, consider dwarf varieties of Mediterranean fruits. Dwarf pomegranate trees stay small enough to manage easily, but produce full-sized antioxidant-rich fruit. Fig trees are incredibly drought-tolerant once established, and produce sweet fruit that's perfect fresh or dried. Finally, here's the plant that literally gardens itself, and keeps producing food year-round. Jerusalem artichokes, also called sunchokes, are the ultimate lazy gardener's dream. You plant them once, and they multiply underground, creating new plants every year without any effort from you. These plants produce edible tubers that taste like water chestnuts with a nutty flavor. They're incredibly nutritious, low in calories, and perfect for diabetics because they contain inulin instead of starch. The best part? You harvest them in fall, eat what you want, and leave some in the ground to multiply for next year. The above-ground portion grows 6 to 8 feet tall, with beautiful yellow flowers that attract beneficial insects and provide late-season color when most gardens are looking tired. After the first hard frost, you cut them down and harvest the tubers. It's like having a treasure hunt in your own backyard. What makes Jerusalem artichokes perfect for seniors is that once established, they require absolutely no care. No watering, no fertilizing, no pest control. They actually improve your soil over time by breaking up clay and adding organic matter as their roots decompose. I have clients who planted Jerusalem artichokes 20 years ago and still harvest pounds of fresh tubers every fall. They've shared starts with children, grandchildren, and neighbors, creating a legacy garden that keeps giving. Another self-perpetuating option is walking onions, also called Egyptian onions. These amazing plants produce small onions at the top of their stems that eventually fall over and plant themselves, literally walking across your garden over time. You can harvest the underground bulbs, like regular onions, or use the green tops like scallions. Ramps or wild leeks are another plant once harvest forever option. They're incredibly nutritious, with a flavor that's like garlic and onions combined. Once established, they multiply naturally and provide early spring greens when nothing else is growing. Let's recap your new garden game plan. Start with these 3 bulletproof plants: sedums for colorful, maintenance-free beauty, lavender for aromatherapy and stress relief, and ornamental grasses for year-round structure. Use the instant success planting method: wide holes, good drainage, initial drought period, then deep infrequent watering. Avoid the biggest mistakes: don't overwater, don't over-fertilize, and don't plant too deep. Add money-saving edible plants, like Mediterranean herbs that will slash your grocery bills while providing superior flavor and nutrition. Finally, plant your self-growing miracle plants, like Jerusalem artichokes, that will feed you and your family for decades with no additional effort. This week I heard from viewer Patricia, who wrote, "I'm 71 and finally have the garden of my dreams. I followed your advice, and my arthritis doesn't stop me from enjoying beautiful flowers and fresh herbs." Stories like Patricia's are exactly why I created Golden Seniors Living. Your free Golden Garden cheat sheet is waiting in the description below. It has everything we covered today, plus monthly care calendars and troubleshooting guides. This cheat sheet has helped thousands of seniors create their dream gardens, and it's completely free. Next week, I'm showing you how to create a stunning container garden on your patio using everyday items you probably already have. Perfect if you're renting or have limited space. You won't want to miss these budget-friendly solutions that look expensive, but cost almost nothing. Make sure you're subscribed to Golden Seniors Living, with notifications turned on, so you never miss our practical gardening solutions, designed specifically for the golden years. Drop a comment below, telling me which plant you're starting with. I read every single comment and reply personally. Your garden transformation starts today, and I can't wait to hear about your success.